Start with my thoughts. Yeah, disappointed with the result. I was really pleased with the last 15, 20 minutes. I thought there was a really good response. The players were on the front foot. We looked like we got, after the first goal, we could threaten to get a second goal, and it was a really good response, but probably a little bit too late, unfortunately.
Say your name and Alden, my first question.
Chris, Matt Pollard, Bernie Wave. I think fair to say a disappointing first half, not only in the scoreline but in the performance. What was Seattle doing well to make it difficult? What did you need to see more from the team?
Yeah, good question, Matt. I think it was, Seattle's obviously a good side, perennially at the top of the Western Conference with very good players, experienced players. But I think it was more about us. I felt that we lacked the energy and the intensity that you need to play at games at home. And we were second best a little bit, and second best in terms of winning first balls, second balls, and never quite earned the right to play in the game. That didn't change really until the last 20 minutes. And at that point, I thought that we did play with the right energy and intensity, and that was what we wanted to see from the start. So it was disappointing that wasn't there, but really pleasing that it came at the end.
Hi, Keith Richards with Team NBS Media. I guess it hasn't been just the last two games, but throughout the season, it seems that the team doesn't perform well in the first half. It then really turns on in the second half. I don't want to say is the team unprepared, or is there something that is not clicking between the first half and the second half that causes that to happen?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I prefer to look in the present than the past, and it's in tonight's game. It was just disappointing. We didn't expect it. We'd had a positive result on the weekend, a good performance on the weekend, a win, some confidence going into the game. The pre-match messaging was all about being positive, playing positive, playing with the right energy and intensity for our fans, and it wasn't there. And so, we talked about that we have to be accountable for that. We hold our hands up as a staff and the players, and that wasn't there. And we'll look at it and we'll look to address it and go through the film and talk about it and find out why. But we need to correct it, especially when you're at home. I agree with you.
For the Denver Post. Thanks for the time. Luis made his debut tonight. I know he was part of the flurry of changes late on. What have you seen? What did you see out of him tonight? And what were you really hoping to see, I guess, when you made those 3 or 4 changes there down the stretch tactically?
Yeah, good question. Obviously, we just conceded the second goal. We were disappointed with how we started the second half as well. It wasn't the response I thought that against New England we started the second half really well, and so the energy and kind of the intensity wasn't there. Unfortunately, we conceded the second goal just before the changes. We were looking to get them on, and so when it's the second goal, you give yourself kind of a mountain to climb. But I thought all of the subs that came on had a really positive impact on the game. I thought the game changed, and we were, in the ascendancy and a threat. And I thought Luis in particular, I think what you saw today is a lot of what you get with him. I think his energy, pace, athleticism, constant threat. He can go inside and outside off the dribble. And so it was really encouraging, a good performance, and he really helped our performance levels, and a really positive start for his debut for the club.
Hey, Coach. Braden Nurse, Denver Sports Magazine. How encouraging has Cole been in these past couple games? What's been working for him, and how has he been a positive for the rest of the team?
Yeah, thanks for that question. Obviously his goals, that's a real positive start, and I think it's one of his, when we talk about his identity as a player and what is his strengths and focusing on that, he's always goal dangerous, and we've talked a lot about that, and him being goal dangerous and doing that. So the goals he's scored are great for him, big for his confidence. But I think, Cole works tirelessly for the team. We've talked a lot about team first, hard working, and Cole's brought that. He played higher in the first half. Obviously, when the substitutions came in, he played deeper, but he was selfless. He worked tirelessly for the team. So I was really glad to see he was rewarded with that, and I think his performance levels have been good in the last 2 games.
Mitchell Carroll with DNVR Sports. With Rafael Navarro now, he's 5 games in, hasn't got on the score sheet with a goal yet. What are you seeing from him in terms of positives on the field in training, and maybe what's sort of missing to get him finally to open up the goal account?
Yeah, Rafa's been a fantastic addition. I think his profile, his identity as a number 9, how he works out of possession. Again, similar to Cole, selfless, works tirelessly for the team. That's a great foundation, and I think in possession, some of his movement, link-up play has been there. I just don't think he's had enough service tonight. He just didn't get enough service in the first half, and and that's not on him. That's on on us as a team. And strikers need service, and so just being second best. Being honest, he didn't quite get what he needed as a striker, but that's going to come. He's doing all the little things well. We know what he's bringing to the team, and I think his goals are going to come shortly.
Connor Cape, Sports Radio. Just a couple days before the next game at Portland, is there a benefit in just 2 days off, and what is going to be your message to the team in the next 2 days getting ready for the Timbers away?
The message at the end, I said, we've got to reflect on this game. We have to find out why the energy and intensity wasn't there as a group. Collectively we'll look at that. But the good thing is we've got another game now in 3 days, so let's process it. We'll look at it. We'll analyze the game tomorrow collectively as a group. Let's take ownership of it, but let's move on to the next game. Let's move on, and then we got a next game here in 3 days, and then another one on Wednesday. It'll be a tough match at Portland, and I think we can take a lot of positives from how we ended the game, and if we can carry that into the next game, I think we can be in good shape.
Coach, it was interesting. You said, earning the right to play into the game. What do you mean by that? What do you have to see to play into the game and earn that right?
Yeah, I think for me, it's a kind of fundamental principle in a game. You have to, you earn the right to play. I think you earn the right to play by, competing for first balls and winning second balls. It's kind of all the dirty work that sometimes goes unnoticed. And we lost too many of those tonight, in the first half in particular. And so you can't break any of the rhythm and momentum, and you spend longer periods defending than you want to. And so I thought Ralph Priso, when he came on in the second half, really kind of helped change that a little bit. Thought he had a good performance, building on how he played in New England. And that last 20 minutes, you could see there was a change. And so little things were different, the energy, the intensity. We earned the right to play, and so we could put Seattle on the back foot and create the chances we wanted to. So that will be paramount as we go to Portland. And we're trying to win an away game. You have to earn the right to play in the game.
Coach, second straight game in which Sydney's been subbed off at halftime tonight. I think it was 30th minute. Was there another injury concern there? What happened with Sydney? And then to your point off of Ralph playing so well, for you, what is it about that midfield shape that seemed to work where Ralph's played good, but the midfield's also played well with him once he's come on the last 2 games?
Yeah, Sydney had an illness, actually, so we were advised to bring him off at halftime. He wasn't well enough to continue. I don't know any more about it at the moment. I haven't had time to follow up, but that was for the substitution. And sorry, the second question, Brendan.
How Ralph coming in changes the midfield in a way that's benefited in the last 2 games?
Yeah, I think it's very difficult, particularly to go in the first half as a sub as he did at the weekend. Mentally and physically being prepared to go in when you're not expecting to. And I thought his performance levels were good, and I thought today he showed, a grit in midfield, But not only that, he got on the ball, he looked to play forward, he got us out of situations, he was able to change a point of attack, and I really thought that he had a really positive influence in the game.
What's it like having Price background, see him at training and just kind of around the team? How's that helped you and the coaching staff kind of in this transition time, and what's it kind of done for the locker room as a whole?
Yeah, it's great to have him back here. I think with the injuries had, there's certain milestones that you get to or points, and running's been one of them, and he's just kind of broken that threshold and been able to get that in his rehab. So for him psychologically, that's huge. He's making really good progress. And then for us having him around the team, it's just invaluable. He's just such a good guy. He's a good leader. He connects all the players on the team. We had him address the team today before we went out. I thought it was important, that his influence, and it's invaluable to have him here, and he's going to have a really positive influence on the locker room.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
him for 65 minutes, and that's going to hurt you against a team like this. And I don't know what it is with us. We're not coming out with enough aggression and energy. We didn't last game either, even though we turned up in the second half. But it's really stuff that you can control that we're not coming out with, that mentality, that energy, stuff that we've talked about. Because obviously you're not going to have your days on the ball, but that can't be every game where we're not showing up like that. So definitely put us in a hole.
Hey, Cole. Actually, I asked Coach Little that same question about why it seems that the team is kind of flat in the first half and then turns it on in the second half. Can you expand on that? Like, do you think that's an issue of preparedness or just one of those things?
I don't think it's preparedness. I'll talk about it a little more in depth. We've lost some key leaders this year, I think, and I think that could be a part of it. We don't have enough guys on the field that are stepping up and doing their job, but then asking for accountability from others. And I think that's kind of a problem. It was pretty silent in the first half, and nobody was really taking control and getting stuff going. And I'm to blame for that because right now with the guys that we have out, it's really me, Maxo, and Connor, I think, are the guys that everybody else looks to kind of get us going. So we need to do a bit more of that. We need more leaders that step up and kind of take the game by the scruff of the neck and say, hey, all right, keep the ball. You need to demand more people, get after them, step the line, stuff like that. And when we don't have Pricey and Diego on the field that are the guys that talk a lot and they like to talk, you can see it hurts us a bit.
Cole, now 2 goals in 2 games. You see guys like Prizo kind of finding success. What is it that Chris has done for you guys with that midfield group specifically that's kind of allowed just, a couple games with improved form like that?
Yeah. Ralph came in. He's brought in energy. He likes to get on the ball and combine, and I think it helped us tonight. So, he brought a positive energy that we needed. I think for the midfield in the first half, both of them we've been flat, but in the second half, I think we've connected through each other a little bit more, and that's got more chances for the team, and we've been able to switch play quite well as well in the second half. So for us, I think right now we're not a possession-based team. We want to try to hit teams in transition. So for us as midfielders, when we do get a chance to keep the ball, we need to be the ones that dictate tempo. We haven't done that enough in the first halves of both games, but in the second halves we've done a little bit better, and we've played forward more, and that's led to chances.
Cole, Chris described it as having the right to play into the game, almost, as you described, kind of grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck. I guess, how do you think you guys earn that right and get off to those good starts moving forward? It's kind of Keith alluded to his question.
Yeah, you got to have confidence. The group's been low on confidence with the way results have gone, but I think at this point in the season with where we are and Chris coming in and giving us confidence, I don't think anybody should really be shy or lacking too much of it. I know that's easy to say, and not everybody has that self-confidence within them to go kind of take the game by the scruff of the neck. But to be fair, we're quite free in our play right now. It's not as much tactical as it was before, and that was what Robin asked of us, and I think that's what led us to some championships. But we need to just get back to the simple stuff to allow players to get their confidence back, and I don't know why in the first halves we're not showing it. It's taken us to wake up in like the 45th, 50th minute the other game and the 60th today. And yeah, like I said, I think it's the leaders. I mean, missing Pricey, we've talked about it all year, but he's a guy that demands a lot from other people because he knows he's confident in himself. And I think when he's out, we need more people to step up in his presence because I'd say me and Max are more silent leaders. We tend to show by example, but we do need to step up a little bit more with our voices and be vocal.
Cole, you were taking set pieces after Connor came out in the game. You know what Chris Sharpie's doing maybe better as well as anybody else on the team. How much have you been working on that this year? Do you think you were dangerous at all with your service?
Yeah, I mean, I used to take them all the time in the academy. Always used to be on set pieces until I saw Pricey, and yeah, wasn't allowed to be on him after that, but I was always his backup as well. And then Cons came in and they kind of gave it to him just because I'm a little bit bigger and, he's probably not going to go win a header in the box. So they've kind of put me into that role, but I love taking them. I've taken them throughout my whole career, and I pride myself on good service. I think I had a couple that could have been finished off. There's probably two where didn't put in the best area where Fry was able to come get him. But besides that, I've been trying to watch what Pricey does to kind of give guys a chance to go get the ball. I'm normally used to whipping it really hard and, having quick service, but I've noticed Pricey just kind of puts a little bit more loft on it and lets players kind of adjust to it and go get it. So tried to do that. I didn't see how many times our guys got hit on the ball. I think it was twice maybe, but could be a bit better. But if I get that role in games forward, continue to work on them in training.
Do you want that one back on the direct free kick into the wall?
Yeah, I do. I think I wanted that one, but I know Diego scored a couple last year when I was gone. So I think for him coming back into the team, I wanted to get his confidence up, and I trust him to score that. So I gave it to him, but yeah, obviously I did want to take it at the time because I was feeling good in the game. But it's sometimes you need to be a leader and be selfless and give it to other guys. And I trusted that he was going to put it in the back of the net. Ultimately, it didn't happen, but if we get another one, hopefully I'll be on it.
Yeah, Cole, you alluded to the confidence of the group, but just these last couple of performances, what has it done for your confidence personally?
Yeah, I think I've gotten to play in a role where I'm most comfortable, and I think it showed a little bit in both second halves. Today, dropping deeper in that second half next to Ralph, I think is where I feel at my best, just because I can go make the game and dictate the tempo for the team and kind of pick up the energy. I just feel like sometimes we are a little lackadaisical and moving the ball quick and with ball speed, so I enjoy being able to go get the get the ball and kind of create for other people and then have those late arriving runs in the box, because I think that's what I've done well throughout my career. And for most of these games I'm starting a little bit higher, so you're not getting to arrive as late as I want to. And it's a little bit like Frank Lampard, like he would always start deeper and then come in late, but when you're starting so high, the guys already have a mark on you. So that's why I prefer to be deeper, but either way it doesn't really matter as long as I'm in the center of the field, and I feel that confidence playing in there.
We saw Luis Diaz get his first minutes tonight. What have you seen from him in training, and what did you see for him tonight that you think will be beneficial to the team?
Yeah, he's pace. I mean, the guy's dangerous. They had to start sending two guys over there to deal with his pace after his first two. He blew by. I don't know if it was Roldan or Chu, but yeah, he brings a decisiveness that I think brings competition for those wingers. All of our wingers are quick. He's probably the quickest, but we need guys that want to take people on 1v1 and create chances. He had a couple good balls into the box as well. And if you're playing those wide positions, you need to have production. So we need guys that want to take people on. If you watch some of the Champions League games today, especially Arsenal, their wingers are constantly going at people, finding the right passes, getting down the line, putting balls in the box, creating opportunities for themselves to shoot. So we need guys like that want to have the ball at their feet and go at people.
Cole, Robin always liked to say it's a defend as a team kind of mentality, but two pretty, I guess soft goals today to give up. What has to be different heading into a quick weekend at Portland?
Yeah, they were soft. Second one partly because of me. I definitely could have dealt with João Paulo better on the side there. Yeah, there's just times to me where I think they just have way too much space, and whenever I'm in midfield, I'm like, I never have this time and space that these guys have. I don't know if it's because we drop too deep and we drop towards the goal and then we give them so much space to play and just keep playing around. But yeah, they were quite soft. We didn't put challenges in on them tonight. I think we lost way too many duels, way too many second balls, and that allowed them to gain momentum and play forward and run forward, and that hurt us. But yeah, both goals, I think, we can obviously get more pressure to the first one, and then the second one, same thing. With me on the sideline, I could stop it from the get-go if I'm just there tighter.
Yes.
Yep. Thanks.
happy to be here. So exciting for my first game in home. And I think I keep going for the next game. So yeah, it's happy to be here.
Hola Luis, me llamo Mateo, editor para Colorado or Burgundy Wave. What was the message from the coaching staff when you subbed on with the other players?
Nothing. The coach say so. They keep fighting for the every game for the 90 minutes. I know for my team is so good, and I need to improve the game, the style of play. For the next step is the win, you know.
Buenas noches, Luis, ¿cómo estás? Más allá de que no se dio el resultado a lo mejor y de que no les alcanzó sobre el final, me gustaría saber cómo te sentiste de aquí en tu primer juego, si a lo mejor te costó, no sé, la altura de la ciudad o algo por el estilo.
Bueno, creo que al final pues feliz, ¿no? Obviamente pues dolidos por la derrota. Creo que fue un muy buen juego. Al final pues no pudimos empatar ni marcar pues, para llevarnos el marcador. Nada, pues con la altura pues estuve pues ya asimilando un poco sobre eso físicamente y bueno, feliz por hacer pues el debut acá en casa.
Hola, Luis. Brendan Tone for the Denver Post. For you personally, what have you noticed about the mentality of the squad coming in with only a certain amount of games left in the season, even with the standings? What stood out to you about the mindset of the group and the determination to turn this season around?
¿Qué percibiste ahora llegando aquí a Colorado? ¿Qué percibiste de la mentalidad del equipo con solo algunos partidos restantes donde estamos en la posición en el campeonato en la liga? ¿Qué percibiste de cómo están todos, el sentimiento del equipo?
No, percibí pues una muy buena un muy buen grupo. Pues obviamente sabíamos que teníamos que mejorar para pues ganar partidos y nada, creo que el camerino, la mentalidad del grupo está pues muy bien, fuerte y para los partidos restantes pues salir a lo mejor de cada uno de nosotros.
He said that obviously it's only a few games left, but the mentality of the group is there inside the locker room is very good, and we have to keep this mentality so we have go after the win, and obviously the group is very together there.
Hi, Keith Richards, Team MDS Media. You come to a team that already has a lot of pace on the wings with the likes of Kevin Cabral and Calvin Harris, which yourself, you have a lot of pace as well. What do you think you bring different to the team that they already do?
For me, I think I bring the team so the assists for and goals, I need to improve that. But yeah, I keep trying to every game so improve my play, so I need pues keep trying every play, every minute, so every ball, and nothing. I bring the team so the pace, my energy, the assist and goals, I need to improve that.
Just overall, what are your first impressions of Colorado, of Denver, and just kind of settling in here? And have you noticed any effects of playing a high elevation so far?
¿Cuáles son tus primeras impresiones aquí de estar jugando en la ciudad, en Colorado? ¿Si has sentido la altitud en algún sentido?
obviamente desde el primer día, pues sentí pues un poco de altitud. Obviamente el año pasado tuve pues la oportunidad de venir a jugar acá. Si quieres lo traduces, ¿no?
Obviously, he felt the altitude from the very first day, and as he already knew about it when they played here last year, so he was already knowing of it.
También pues las primeras impresiones es una ciudad muy bonita. Creo que pues las personas que trabajan acá en el club, todo el staff me han recibido de la mejor manera y me he sentido como en casa.
Yeah, he was saying that the town is very beautiful, a very beautiful city. All the people here at the staff, in the club has received him very well. So he was very well received here.
Is there a player or several players that you're very excited to play with now here in Colorado?
¿Algún jugador o más de uno que estás animado y excitado para jugar junto aquí en Colorado?
Pues obviamente vengo conociendo a los compañeros, pues obviamente hay que hacer química, ya la hemos hecho en los entrenamientos.
He's saying that all his teammates, and he has felt the chemistry already with all the teammates here during practice.
Y nada, pues obviamente me gusta jugar con Diego, con Galván, que sabemos que nos entendemos bien, con Rafa, pero bueno, creo que cada jugador del equipo es importante para pues entendernos mejor en la cancha y pues que vengan las victorias al equipo, ¿no?
He's saying that obviously Rubio, Galvan, Rafa, these guys that were closer to him, but all the players are important for the team, and it's very good to be playing with them all.
Luis, considering the team's difficulties to find the back of the net, what have you noticed so far, I guess, about the attacking style of this team tonight in the comeback effort to tie the game? I guess, what do you make of that effort, but also what do you think has to be different moving forward from an attacking standpoint? Thank you.
De cómo el equipo ataca, de cuáles son las características de ataque de este equipo que necesita cambiar más para adelante para que podamos encontrar los goles.
Bueno, creo que nada, al final obviamente pues sabemos lo que ha pasado reciente con el técnico, sabemos que es un nuevo estilo de juego del profe Chris y nada, creo que somos conscientes de que necesitamos mejorar para pues que lleguen los goles y así entendernos mejor dentro y fuera del campo para que los goles vengan y así pues estar todos felices.
He's saying that obviously what happened with the new coaching staff, the style is obviously changing, but what we have to do is work harder so we can get those goals inside of the pitch as well, and so to work hard.